Happy Marriage Monday, guys. Adrian and Danielle here.
Hey.
We are so excited to open up the Word with you today, and we just pray that this time would just be an encouragement to your marriage as it is to ours. And we just had something specific the Lord put on our hearts that we would get into today, which is that we would see our spouse through the Lord's eyes.
Yeah.
Not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. Yeah. So I just wanted to see, Danielle, where did you want to start things off? What verse was in your heart?
Yeah. So the verse that Adrian and I had kind of been discussing and just wanting to share with you, it's in Ephesians 6:12. It says, put on all of God's armor. Oh, that's an 11. It's also a great verse. We'll go there. Put on all of God's armor so that you will be able to stand firm against all strategies of the devil. This is the part we really want to highlight. For we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in this dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. And just so, I feel like we all know, but it's so good to repeat, is that the enemy hates marriage. He doesn't like covenant. It represents the covenant between Jesus and his bride. So he, the church, right? And so he doesn't like that. And he's going to oppose it. And I think often we can get, as couples, you can get off into thinking that your marriage is not functioning well, or maybe there's problems in it because of you or your spouse. And actually, while we do have parts to play in it, the enemy is warring against your marriage. And so it's so important that we come at problems together. We see each other through the Lord's eyes, and not the enemy tries to paint his own image of each other, and we need to make sure that we're seeing each other through God's eyes.
Yeah, it's so important. What's so exciting, I didn't think I would share this, but it's our 7-year anniversary today. And I just think back 7 years on November 3, 2018, and there was something that happened that day. We gave our vows to the Lord, and he made a covenant in the Spirit over Danielle and I, that we are now one flesh. I just have that conviction as a husband that if anyone is to see my bride rightly through the Lord's eyes and after who God made her to be, that I would. And I know that it's not always the case. I know, too, that the Lord puts other people in our life and community to be able to see us after the Lord's eyes so we can be reminded of who we are. But in the context of marriage and in what we're talking about today, it's so important that we protect that covenant in every way that we can. Yes.
100%.
So I was encouraged in 2 Corinthians 5:7. You guys will probably recognize this. It says, for we live by faith, not by sight. And in other versions, it says, for we walk by faith, not by sight. And wow, like that is just such a daily reminder that, okay, so the things that are going on in the natural aren't always the same things going on in the spiritual and the supernatural. And it's really important that we take captive the things that we see and we make sure that it lines up with what God is at work doing. You know, I've been really just caught lately about the story of Joshua fighting the battle of Jericho. And like in the natural, they're going around the 6th time and like nothing's happening. But it was that 7th time, the walls, it makes no sense. But they're walking by faith. They're like, Lord, you told us to do this. And the 7th time it comes down. So practically speaking in our marriage, there's hard days. There's things that there's times we're facing different things. And it takes a fight on our end to really take those things in the natural and ask the Lord, but God, like, what are you doing? And how am I not seeing my spouse through your eyes?
And don't you think so much of it is in the mind?
Absolutely.
What we speak is so powerful, but it often originates in our heart and our mind. And so we have to take care of what we think. We have to take care of what we're meditating on. And I remember a story. I remember I was like at the sink doing dishes, and you were sharing like a dream with me or something that you wanted to do, like a something in your heart. And I just remember like my thoughts were kind of negative and like, I'll believe it when I see it, like, yeah. And then I just felt the Lord very kindly convicting me and showing me, you know, a wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one tears it down with her words. And it was this beautiful picture of, Danielle, you have the power to call Adrian up as the man that he is in the spirit. You can choose to reduce him to the man that you see just in the present, or you can choose to speak life and call out and speak to the man you see in the spirit. Because I see you as this incredible leader, and that is who you are, right? Like, but I see so many things in you, and instead of me mulling over present
the times
things
that I fell short from
past,
that, I didn't follow through on a dream or something I said I was going to do.
Exactly. And it's like, I could do that. You could do that with your spouse. You can think about all the ways that maybe your spouse isn't, maybe they forget things all the time. I don't know. You have something with your spouse that maybe you kind of internally roll your eyes. And that the Bible says that out of the heart, the mouth speaks. Yeah. And so when you are just letting that just mull in your heart, what seeds are you going to be planting in the ground of your marriage? Like, truly, who can grow in criticism? Who can grow in the ground of you know, bitterness? Dang, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely. Nobody can. And so if I'm planting seeds of just doubt, and like, maybe I pray, Lord, you know, I believe, and I say these things, and I confess these things over you, and I pray, but then I go over here and I chit chatter maybe with a friend, or I speak negatively of you. Yeah. It's almost like I'm taking a shovel and just digging that seed out. Yeah. You know, like.
Well, I can think you can really just like even tell, like, just feeling wise. Yes. You know, I know that we've had it where, you know, there's been a few days where we're just kind of ships in the night and we're just doing the motions of life. Life's happening. But then like that impatience comes out, or that irritance comes out towards our spouse. And just to be able to be open and honest and to be like, you know what, this has been a hard last few days. Yeah. And I haven't felt like you've seen me or you've cared for me in the ways that I've really wanted to be. But to create that safe place, that garden in your marriage where you're able to have those honest conversations and to say, but hey, I see so much more. Yeah. And like, I don't want this impatience anymore. I don't want to be irritated with you. So can we uproot this together? Yeah. And can we just start building something new?
I love that. Yeah. That's beautiful. Like, I need to pull it up in my notes here because I wrote down a verse that I really wanted to share. I think it's in Mark 11. Okay. But, let's see here. Yeah. Mark 11:23 says, Jesus is saying, truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, go throw yourself into the sea, and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them. Wow. And I think it's interesting that Jesus says, truly I tell you, because I feel like that's a statement that I'm sure he knew people would be like, seriously? Like, really? We can speak to a mountain. And I think often we can reduce our faith to what we see in the natural. Absolutely. Like, well, I haven't seen it work. Yeah. Well, that's living by sight, right? Like, that's not living by faith. And I have to constantly remind myself of that. Yeah. That I don't live by what I see. Yeah. I live by what the Lord sees. And if he sees, and faith isn't denial of reality. Yeah. Faith is, it's awareness of another reality. Yeah. And so I'm aware of God's potential for your life. Yeah, absolutely. I'm aware. Am I making myself aware? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, am I planting those seeds saying like, this is who I see. This is who like God is calling you out as, Adrian. Like, you're a mighty man of valor. And you do this so beautifully for me. Like, you're constantly calling out who I am in the spirit and not after the flesh. Like, there have been times where I'm not acting very saintly to you in an argument or something. And you have said to me before, Dan, that's that's just not you.
Mm.
Like, I don't see that. That's not who you are. And maybe it's irritating in the moment, but honestly, always, I'm like, thank you. Like, that always calls me up into who I am.
Well, and I've been sharing with you lately too. I think it's really amazing to see how the Lord can almost make us look clearer through someone else's eyes than even our own. And there's been ways, Dan, that you've spoken into my life and you've called things out that I didn't necessarily see. And the ways that you've believed in me, or the ways that you've empowered me to do something that I'm like, man, I just needed that much more confidence. And like, the Lord gave you the words, he gave you the sight to see me, like, thank you. And yeah, so thank you.
Aww.
Yeah.
So sweet. I love that.
But truly, I think that just is a picture of, you know, the word says that one can put 1,000 to flight, but two can put 10,000 to flight. So that's what's at stake here, is like the enemy, he hates the potential that a marriage, you know, under your Jesus, what you can accomplish with just partnering with Jesus, with like holding your tongue and letting the Lord say something brand new through you to your spouse.
So we want to challenge you this week. Take captive the thoughts, especially about that you're having about your spouse, about yourself as well. But take those thoughts captive. I truly know the Holy Spirit, like when we open ourselves up, like he brings conviction and he shows us areas that we're not thinking rightly about our spouse, and therefore maybe we're speaking wrongly. And that, of course, doesn't mean that you can't have conversation with a dear friend about something that's troubling you, or that's not at all our heart. It's more so, what are you confessing? What are you speaking all the time that truly, like, you're almost tricking yourself into believing it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, if you constantly are speaking something, like, what do you believe? You know, truly. Do you believe that your spouse can change, or do you believe they'll always be the same? So
I had just 2 verses that I just want to encourage you with as you come into that quiet place with your spouse and you're choosing a new way, you're choosing life instead, and you're saying, Lord, I want your thoughts for my spouse, I want your words for my spouse. These are 2 scriptures that I think will really help you do that. So in Psalm 139, 17 and 18, it says, how precious are your thoughts about me, O God. They cannot be numbered. I can't even count them. They outnumber the grains of sand. And when I wake up, you are still with me. So that's God's thoughts about us. There's so many of them, they cannot be numbered. So what are those thoughts like? You know, I remember Todd White pairing these 2 verses together, and I really loved it. But those thoughts are like this in Philippians 4:8. It says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. So I just want to encourage you guys, partner with the Lord, and together with your spouse, just come to him and just let him paint a brand new picture for you guys in these next steps.
God bless you guys.
God bless you.